We've got another video here. Today we've got a Ration cold weather number 4B chicken a la king. This is a part B of a 2-pack. We don't have the 4A, but one of my good buddies on the FAL Files sent me this to review, and we'll go through and check out what's in here. It's looks to be a main entree plus a lot of different snack items, and then a couple of drinks that are all intended to be used and consumed in cold weather environments. This probably dates somewhere to the late 80s, early 90s. We'll know a little bit better when we open it up and look at the contents. But it's in a white plastic bag, kind of like the MREs, but white, and was packed by the Sinpack Incorporated in Cincinnati, Ohio. These are the contents after we opened up the MRE. It's all in white packaging with black lettering. I see a couple of dates on these that all indicate late 1992 production. We've got freeze-dried chicken a la king noodles, and on the back of that is a date of 92/223, so the 223rd day of 1992. In addition, we've got a chocolate cookie bar, an oatmeal cookie and granola bar, a small white spoon, 2 packages of instant lemon flavored tea, another package of oatmeal cookie and granola bar, a package of commercial M&Ms that feel pretty solid in here. I don't know if they've survived. And then a beverage base orange that we'll mix up here in a minute by the Thermopack company. As I explained, there's another package that goes with this, basically to make it a 24-hour meal, and it would have a lot of the side dishes and some of the other accessories and an accessory pouch. But again, a good friend sent this, and we'll go through and try all this out. We'll start by putting together the chicken a la king and noodles. This, of course, is freeze-dried. Was packed by the Oregon Freeze-Dry Incorporated Company of Albany, New York. We know that later turned into Mountain House, that makes a lot of the good camping meals today. And I believe the chicken a la king and noodles is still a menu that they offer today. This looks like it's still nicely packed inside the outer pouch. We'll open that up. Once we do that, we then pour in, it says half a canteen of boiling water, 12 ounces, and stir to wet all ingredients, and then we let it set for 5 to 10 minutes so it can rehydrate. We'll go ahead and do that. Here's the interior package taken out of the foil seal. It's in its own little plastic bag here. I'll open that up. Everything looks pretty well preserved. The bag itself is almost a little bit oily, but doesn't have much smell at all. It seems okay, and I don't see any holes in the package. We'll go ahead and add our water and see how this rehydrates. We've got our half a canteen cup here of hot, not boiling water, but pretty hot. We'll go ahead and add and stir this in. Hopefully it doesn't puncture the sack here. I put almost half a canteen cup in, but it seems pretty soupy right now, so I'm not going to put any more in. There's just a little bit left in the cup, but really I think there's plenty in here. We can always add water later. It's hard to take it out. This is the white spoon it came with. Now it tells us to try and roll this back up and put it back inside the package. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that or not. We'll get started with some of these sides and treats while our chicken a la king heats up. We've got an oatmeal cookie bar, or oatmeal cookie and granola bar, chocolate bar, or cookie bar chocolate covered, lumpy M&Ms, tea, instant lemon flavored. We're going to have that hot. And then a beverage base orange that we'll mix up and try cold. Okay, we'll start with the beverage base orange. It says 1/3 of a canteen or 2/3 of a canteen of cold water, and then stir. It seems to be a little bit crystallized. It smells okay. It smells orange, like orange Kool-Aid. We'll see how that mixes up. It's quite a bit. This was packed by the Thermopack Incorporated in Stone Mountain, Georgia. We'll also get our tea instant lemon flavored together, packed by the Giannis Brothers Packaging Company in Kansas City, Missouri. This only gets 1/3 of a canteen, but can be hot water. It looks like powdered Lipton tea. Should have a lemon flavor. This orange drink is more like Tang than it is Kool-Aid, but it seems to be mixing up okay. Okay, now we'll get some of these snacks out of the package. We'll start with the oatmeal cookie and granola bar. Okay, looks like they've got some packaging on the inside. And as it implies, there's actually 2 different types of bars in here. We've got a granola bar and then an oatmeal cookie bar. Granola bar. This holds up. It wants to fall apart a little bit. Oatmeal cookie bar. They're not really sealed inside these little packages, but this is kind of a compressed bar, almost like a survival bar. It wants to crumble right away. I'll leave this other bit there. Next, we'll move to the cookie bar chocolate covered. Okay, we've got this open. Get it out. Kind of a thermo-stabilized chocolate over what we think is maybe a chocolate chip cookie. Chocolate's in good shape. Smells good. Doesn't look bad. There's kind of the cookie bar on the inside. There might be some nuts in this. I don't know. That may give us some problems, but we'll be careful with that. Cookie bar is packed by the Sterling Foods Incorporated in San Antonio, Texas. no ingredients on any of these packages. We'll move on now to the M&Ms, if we can get to these. Like I said, there was a October 4, 1993. I think that's a Best By date. The copyright date on this is 1991, so these could be the oldest thing in the ration here. It doesn't feel like it's going to be very edible. It's kind of been powdered, crushed. I thought it was maybe going to be one big chocolatey mess, but it seems like now that they've all been just pulverized. That seems to be the case. Just M&M dust here. It's kind of a very light tan. It doesn't look like the regular chocolate you'd see on the inside of an M&M. So again, I don't know if that's going to be worth our while to taste or not. But now we'll go check on our chicken a la king and go through and taste test. Okay, it's been about 10 minutes, and the I think chicken a la king has had plenty of time to reconstitute. We've sealed it inside the original pouch and put a nice clip here on the sack to help it keep its warmth. We'll give it a stir here before we dump it out. It seems like the noodles have reconstituted pretty well. In fact, it's a little bit thick. But I don't think I'm going to add any more water. I think it's just right. Sometimes you run the risk of making it almost soupy, which some people might like, and you can do it that way, but this looks like it's constituted pretty well. It smells good, a good chicken flavor. The noodles are nice and full, and there's chicken chunks of chicken and other vegetables in here, and we'll get this out and see how it tastes. It's extremely hot. Seems to come out of the sack okay. It makes quite a bit of meal. As you can see, really filling. The meal itself was 4.75 ounces of product, and then we add 10 to 12 ounces of water, so that gets us close to almost 16 ounces of the final meal to eat here. So again, it's constituted pretty well. Got chunks of carrot, looks like maybe red pepper, celery, chicken as I mentioned before. Since I don't have the accessory pack, there's not any Tabasco to put, or salt and pepper to put on this, but it may not need it. Usually the Mountain House stuff is pretty good. If anything, it's sometimes too salty, but here's a good example of some of the different things you find in there in one good bite. Let's give it a taste. Oh, it's very good. It's still got a good kind of chicken soup type flavor. I'm sure with a little more water it'd be more like a gravy or sauce on it. The chicken itself is reconstituted well. There's nice decent chunks of chicken. It's still a little bit firm and chewy, but not hard and rubbery by any means. It's held up for the 30 years it's been packaged here, and actually tastes pretty good. There's got to be chunks of mushrooms here. They have good flavor still. Really, for a freeze-dried meal, it also doesn't taste too extremely salty, so it's pretty good overall. I was able to grab a little Tabasco we got in an older, or a 1991 standard MRE. We'll add a little spice to this to see if that takes it up a notch. Not that it needed it, but it certainly can't hurt. That's a good combination, but again, I think this one stands on its own without any extra seasoning. We'll move on here and try some of the treats. We've got our granola bar here. There are some dark spots on it. I don't know exactly what those are, but I don't think they're raisins or anything like that. Maybe they're old chocolate chips, I don't know. These old MREs didn't have a nutrition value or ingredient list, so you're a little bit in the dark as to exactly what it is, but we'll give it a try. It's fairly firm and very dry. It has a instant oatmeal and kind of vanilla flavor to it. Also kind of a kind of dirty sock or dirt flavor too. I think some of the oils in it have maybe gone bad and it's past its prime as far as that. Maybe some of the milk byproduct or something that's in it. It's not, as far as an aftertaste, tasting very good. We'll go ahead and try the orange beverage drink to wash that down and hopefully clean my mouth out. Now the orange drink is very strong orange flavored but sweet. It's obviously not sugar free, and like I mentioned before, it's more of a tang than an orange Kool-Aid, but it does have a good flavor, and you could almost put hot water in that as well to make a hot orange or kind of a spice drink. Maybe even mix the orange and the tea together for a good combination. Let's move on to the oatmeal bar, which is kind of a pressed oatmeal. That starts out firm but goes to pieces in your mouth. I've tried these in other early MREs and they generally hold up pretty well. It's got a good oatmeal flavor, but kind of goes to powder in your mouth as you chew it. It compared to the granola bar is not as thirst provoking. It has a good sweet flavor. Again, kind of a vanilla type sugar flavor. I don't think there's as much milk product in these, so not as much to go bad. Again, not a lot of oil either. It's fairly dry as opposed to greasy. That's something that, at least on the face of it, is still good. We'll move on to the chocolate covered cookie bar. This was the one that I thought was a little suspect. There may be some dark spots in this that could be nuts, but I'll be very careful with this. It does look okay on its face. The chocolate and the cookie crunch inside are good. It's not a chocolate chip cookie on the inside, but it's a good sugar cookie. Again, the chocolate is pretty thermostabilized. It doesn't want to melt in your fingers or otherwise go to pieces. So again, this is okay. Moving on, I guess I'll be a little bit brave and try the chocolate dust here that used to be M&Ms. My daughter tasted these and said they work okay, so, or taste okay, so I'll give it a try. It doesn't, they don't taste bad, but the consistency is kind of weird. It's definitely not like an M&M, and as I was putting it in my mouth, I got a weird kind of hint of kind of like spoiled milk. Kind of a weird flavor, but I guess I can say I've tried it, but I don't know if I'll be trying any more of that. That just leaves us with the lemon flavored tea, which we're having hot. The tea itself, the lemon flavor is stronger than the tea flavor, so it's actually almost a like a lemonade with tea aftertaste to it. It might have been better served cold, but as a warm drink it's okay, but again it's got a really strong lemon flavor. I don't think there's really anything in it to go bad, but it has a surprisingly more lemon than tea. We'll return here to our chicken a la king. That's as it sits more here, I'm sure it's going to get a little bit more dry. Again, I might pour a little more water in this just to sauce it up a little bit, but this meal itself was okay. This part of the cold weather ration would take some time to prepare, and it's not one you could really do on the run. You'd have to have hot water to make at least the tea and the main entree itself. And again, between the drink, the tea, and the chicken a la king, you're going to use about 20 to 30 ounces of water, which is a fairly large supply, but I guess if you had a lot of snow around, you could melt that and make that pretty easy. You still would have to have a way to heat the water and get it ready to go. But the other portion of this pack would have more side dish items, but again, they would either be freeze-dried or ready to eat without requiring as much preparation. Needless to say, this large serving here would serve as a great lunch or dinner, and would give you lots of carbs to keep moving in a cold weather environment. I've got a comparable 1991 chicken a la king regular MRE meal where the entree is in a retort package, and we'll do that here in a couple weeks, and then we can compare it, how it tastes, to the freeze-dried version. I'm getting the feeling the freeze-dried version is going to be a whole lot better than the one that was in an MRE pouch, but like I say, we'll have to check that out later. Thanks for tuning in and watching another review. Please like or subscribe if you think these are cool, and we'll keep putting out some new videos. Thanks.